Good afternoon. So, in the previous lecture, we have already seen the two types of operating system, batch operating system. We have seen in the previous lecture. Now, in this lecture, we will see multi-programming operating system, the remaining types of the operating system. So, multi-programming operating system. So, in this, the operating system picks and begins to execute one job from the memory. Once this job needs an input-output operation, the operating system switches to another job. The CPU and OS always busy. Now, the jobs in the memory are always less than the number of jobs on the disk. If several jobs are ready to run at the same time, then the system chooses which one to run, the CPU scheduling. In non-multi-programmed system, there are moments when CPU sits idle and does not do any work. In multi-programming system, CPU will never be idle and keeps on processing. The time-sharing systems are very similar to multi-programming batch system. In fact, the time-sharing systems are an extension of the multi-programming system. In this sharing system, the prime focus is on minimizing the response time, while in multi-programming, the prime focus is to maximize the CPU's usage. So, there are various forms of the multi-programming which includes multitasking, multi-processing or multi-programming, multi-user and time-sharing systems. So, multitasking operating system means a multitasking operating system supports two or more active processes simultaneously. It allows the instruction and data from two or more processes to reside in primary memory simultaneously. The simplest form of multitasking is based on serial multitasking or context switching. This is nothing more than stopping one process temporarily to work on another. The multiprocessing or multiprogramming. In multiprocessing, the multiple CPUs perform more than one job at a time. The term multiprogramming refers to the situation in which a single CPU divides its time between more than one job. The time sharing is a special case of multiprogramming where a single CPU serves a number of users at interactive terminals. Multi-user operating system, it allows simultaneous access to a computer system through two or more terminals. A dedicated railway reservation system supporting hundreds of terminals is an example of multi-user operating system. Now, the time sharing system, it is a form of multi-programmed operating system which operates in an interactive mode with a quick response time. A time sharing system allows many users to simultaneously share the computer resources since each action or user command requires a very little CPU time. The CPU switches quickly from one user to another user. The most of the time the sharing systems use a time slice or the round robin scheduling of CPU. The memory management in time sharing provides for the protection and separation of user programs. The operating system should be able to handle multiple users. The multi-programming operating system are quite complicated. It provides high system throughput and resource utilization. Now, the next is multiprocessor system. A multiprocessor system consists of several processors that share Multiprocessor system consists of several processors that share a common physical memory. The multiprocessor system provides higher computing power and speed. In multiprocessor system, all processors operate under a single operating system. Multiplicity of the processor and how they do act together are transparent to others. Now, the following are some advantages of this type of the system. The first advantage is enhanced performance. Second is execution of several tasks by a different processors concurrently. It increases the system's throughput without speeding up the execution of a single task. If possible, system divides a task into many subtasks and then these subtasks can be executed in parallel in different processors, thereby speeding up the execution of single task. So next is distributed operating system. The motivation behind developing a distributed operating system is the availability of powerful and inexpensive microprocessor and advances in communication technology. These advancements in technology have made it possible to design and develop distributed systems comprising of many computers that are interconnected by a communication network. The main benefit of distributed system is its low price and performance ratio. So, a distributed operating system is one that looks to its users like an ordinary centralized operating system but runs on multiple independent CPUs. The user sees the environment as a virtual uniprocessor environment and not as a collection of distinct machines. In distributed system, the users are not aware of where their programs are being run or where their files are residing. The distributed operating system allows programs to run on several processors at the same time without the users being aware of this distribution. The distributed systems are more reliable than uniprocessor based systems. They continue to work even if some portion of the system is malfunctioning. The distributed systems have a price performance advantages over a traditional centralized systems. The distributed systems support incremental growth. New computer systems can be added to the network as per the processing needs. The distributed environment provides high reliability and availability. Next is real time operating system. The real time system is defined as a data processing system in which the time interval required to process and respond to inputs is so small and that it controls the environment. The hard real-time system guarantee that a critical task completes on time. In hard real-time systems, secondary storage is limited or missing with the data stored in RAM. The soft real-time systems are less restrictive. Critical real-time task gets priority over other tasks and retains the priority until it completes. For example, multimedia, virtual reality, advanced scientific projects like undersea exploration and planetary rovers, etc. So, a real time in real time operating system, a large number of events, mostly external to computer system, must be accepted and processed in a short time or within certain deadlines. For example of such applications are flight control, real time simulation, process industry, etc. The primary objective of real time system is to provide a quick response time. The resource utilization is of secondary concern in a real time system. In real time system, there is a little swapping of programs between primary and secondary memory. Most of the time, processes remain in primary memory in order to provide a quick response. The time critical device management is one of the main characteristics of real time system. It also provides a sophisticated form of interrupt management and input output buffering. The primary objective of file management in real time system is usually the speed of access rather than efficient utilization of secondary storage. The last type of this system is network operating system. A network operating system is a collection of software and associated protocols that allows a set of autonomous computers which are interconnected by a computer network to be used together in convenient and cost effective manner. In network operating system, the users are aware of existence of multiple computers and it can log into remote machine and copy file from one machine to another machine. Some typical network operating system have the following feature. The first feature is each computer has its own private operating systems. Second feature, each user normally work on his own system but he can access other system on network. Third feature is it allows the user to access the various resources of the network host. Fourth feature, it allows controlling of the access so that only user with a proper authorization are allowed to access a particular resources. And fifth one, it makes a remote resources appear to be identical to a local resource. Sixth one, it provide up to the minor network documentation online. So these are the different types of operating system. So batch operating, there are 5 types: batch operating system, multi-programming, real-time operating, network operating and distributed operating system. In multi-programming increases the multi-programming increases the resource utilization. When the current job waits for the input or the output operation to complete, the CPU can take up the next job for the execution. A single user cannot always keep CPU or input output devices busy at all the time. In order to increase the resource utilization, system supporting multiprogramming approach allow more than one job to utilize CPU time at any moment. More than more the number of competing for the system resources, the better will be the resource utilization. So in multi-programming, the main memory of the system consists of number of programs. So monitor program 1 to program n. The operating system takes one of the program and start executing. Now let us consider a system executing two programs. During execution of program 1, it may require input output operation. In sequential execution, the CPU will sit idle. In multi-programming system, the operating system will simply switch over to the next program. The multi-programming increases the resource utilization. It can support multiple simultaneously interactive users. Compared to sequential operating system, multi-programming operating system are complex. These are memory sharing, memory protection, synchronization. These are some of the important issues in multi-programming environment. So in the next lecture we will see operating system concepts, which consist of processes, files, system calls, command interpreters, signals. Also the operating system structure, which consists of monolithic system, layered system, virtual machine, client server model, and so these operating structure, system structure and operating system concept we will see in the next lecture. Okay.